Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. This is for the current time. You have this Merry Motive card and this Uncharted Sea card. The Merry Motive card is like doing things out of happiness, right? So a lot of you could be doing things that make you happy, which of course could be a good thing. This could be unusual. You have that Uncharted Sea card, which represents doing things you've never done before, going places that you've never been before. And so, maybe you don't know what makes you happy. I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily know what can make them happy in life or what will bring them joy and, peace and all that other stuff. So it might be a good time for you to discover what will make you happy or, what happiness truly means for you. A lot of people have been getting this message recently. I think it's because we're in a time where the universe is encouraging people to go the other way. It's like there's a lot of things going on in the world that I think could make people unhappy, so obviously we have to change the energy and make it better. You have the Page of Cups. I feel like you're trying to accomplish some sort of dream. Sure, this could be love, but he has this fish in this cup and we don't know if that fish is real or his imagination. But all we do know is that he needs to prevent that fish from getting into the water behind him here, and he needs to manifest that fish on Earth. So I always look at that fish as kind of like his dream or part of his dream, something he wants to accomplish. The interesting thing is that you also have the world in the area of your thoughts. The world is an accomplishment or an achievement, and it would say that you could be thinking about an accomplishment or an achievement or something that you do want to accomplish. So, and also the world can represent manifesting something in the world. Like the sorceress, the lady in the middle of the world, she is able to create worlds. So it's like you maybe want to create something in the world or make something a part of the world, and it's time to get to work. Your crossing energy is the Knight of Pentacles. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross, and the thing about the Knight of Pentacles crossing is it can just represent not being sure where to get started or how to get started on a dream or something you want to create in your life. And so, he's the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving, and he has these empty fields behind him. If he would just plant seeds in that field, they would grow. So the whole point of the Knight of Pentacles is to just get started and to plant seeds and see what grows, see what doesn't. And if you just get started, you will make progress. So the Knight of Pentacles is all about needing to make progress or needing to do the right things that will make progress in your life. Next, in the area of what's on your mind or the area of your thoughts, you have the World card. The World is like an achievement or success coming in for you. So, but again, it's coming up in the area of your thoughts, so you could be thinking about things that you want to create. Like I said, this sorceress in the middle, she is able to create her own world, her own reality. The other interesting thing about this reading is we go down to the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is all about your environment. We'll talk more about it in a minute, but I always say a good activity to do with the Nine of Pentacles is to kind of curate your environment, to create an environment of success for yourself. The best example I can give for you is years ago I changed my setup so that all I had to do was push one button. All my lights, all my cameras, everything turns on, and I can just start recording, right? Instead of having to turn everything on all do it when I get in here, it happens all at once now. All I have to do is plug a USB thing into my computer and I can record, right, which is even easier. So that is a good example of curating your environment and creating an environment of success. And the Nine of Pentacles is all about doing that. And with the World showing up here, I feel it's going to be even more important for you to kind of create that world of success around you. In the area of your foundation, you have the Five of Wands. Now, a lot of your readings have been talking about you being busy, having a lot going on. I seem to remember that you get the Ten of Wands with me a lot. I kind of feel good bad about it in some ways, Scorpio. It's in some ways I think that Scorpio is a sign that is dealing with certain responsibilities that just can't be avoided. Sometimes in life there are just things we have to do and that's it, right? But I would look at the things that are causing conflict in your life and really get to the bottom of whether or not you need to do those obligations or not. And again, like I said, there are probably some obligations that you have no choice, right? But I feel that there could be other obligations that are causing conflict in your life, and this doesn't have to be super dramatic or anything. It could just be things that waste a little bit of your time or, whatever. And so I feel like the Five of Wands is saying you need to look at those things and think about how you can eliminate them. The more of those things that cause friction that you can remove with the Five of Wands, I think the easier your life is going to get. And that's really what I would focus on with the Five of Wands. Next, in your past position, this is the energy you are moving past. You have this metamorphosis card. It says your inner self is being renewed day by day so new and better ways can come forth. You have this dolphin spirit that says stop taking life so seriously and splash some joy in your everyday life. Yes, we were talking about needing to have more fun, so I think, coming up with ways that even if it's only 5 minutes, if you can create just a little bit of time for you to enjoy yourself, even if you have all these obligations, I think it would make, all the difference in the world, and that's where I would get started. You've definitely been going through a metamorphosis or these changes, and I feel like you've been in that energy for a long time. These butterfly cards sometimes I feel kind of represent caterpillar soup. It's like a caterpillar goes into its chrysalis, it turns into like soup before it turns into a butterfly. And so I feel some of you have been in caterpillar soup for a very long time. But I feel that in the near future you will see that it was all worth it. It's worth going through it. You have the Strength card. The Strength card also says that you will see that it was all worth it. She is developing her strength. This lion is submitting to her. It has its tail between its legs, and so the Strength card, the lion kind of represents her inner voice, her inner critic, her inner demons, but those things are submitting to her. She is the one that is in control of her inner voice, her inner demons, her inner critic, and not the other way around. So I feel a lot of you are kind of like taking control of your inner voice, or you have learned how to do this. And, again, the good news is that you have developed a lot of strength moving forward, and I feel it's going to lead to more success. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this purification card and this relaxation card. So, definitely a good time for healing and purification. And like I said with that 5 of Wands, getting rid of things that slow you down or getting rid of the obligations that you just don't need is going to be very helpful for you. You have the High Priestess, so trusting your intuition. We are in a very intuitive time. We have a lot of planetary energy moving through Pisces during this period and into the time ahead, and even then energies will cycle back into Pisces and things like that. So, definitely a very good time to trust your intuition. You being a Scorpio, I feel it would be a very good time for you to dig into mysteries and secrets. She represents mystery and secret, and the High Priestess doesn't say like, oh, just let things be a mystery. The High Priestess says explore mysteries, things that you don't know, things you want to learn more about, obstacles you want to overcome. Learn about it so that you can overcome them, and I think that will be like the best thing for you. The other thing is that she has no roof over her head. Something I always think that people forget about the High Priestess is she is truly the card of unlimited potential. There's nothing that can stop her if she sets her mind to it, and I think you need to believe that you can really accomplish great things. And you need to, if you don't know how to do something, learn about it, dig into the mystery, and you will overcome it. Can't make this up. In your next row, in your outcome row, you have this belief card. It says, when you wholeheartedly embrace the attainability of your dreams, you will find the courage to exceed the ordinary. Exactly what the whole first part of the reading says. You have this passive income card. It says the best money is made while you sleep. Yes, very true. So some of you could be working on like side hustles, businesses, things like that, so that would be great. And in the area of the time ahead, you have the 9 of Pentacles, which is awesome for you, Scorpio. The 9 of Pentacles, of course, is pre-Empress energy, so you could be feeling more grateful for your life. You could be feeling more happy about your life. You could also be building abundance as well. And with the 9 of Pentacles, like I said, I also would work on your environment, which I'm pretty sure has come up for you in past readings as well. She is, like I said, this snail here wears its home on its back, and the snail is the part of the 9 of Pentacles that represents your environment. Now, a lot of people have been getting this. As a matter of fact, I think it was some years ago, I can't remember exactly which time it was, but Libra, which is born very close to you, kept getting the 9 of Pentacles, and I kept telling Libra to change their environment. And during that period, I did readings for all signs about your environment. So I feel for a lot of you this environment energy is continuing, and I would make sure that you're creating an environment of success. And that is all energy around you, and I would just pay attention. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the King of Swords. Now, this is all relationships in your life. The King of Swords in this part of the reading could represent like a mentor or someone you look up to coming in and giving you great advice. Could be any gender as well, doesn't have to be a man. So, keep your eyes open. But, if you're looking for guidance or if you need answers or if you're looking for answers, there could be a very wise person. And I definitely feel this, that's why I'm saying it. The King of Swords can represent a lot of things, but, I just feel for you, Scorpio, that there could be a wise person that has a lot of answers for you or, can provide a lot of guidance on your journey. And, I would ask questions or, I would look for a mentor if you don't have one already. Or, if you have a wise person in your life, I would ask that person questions. I really feel it could be very helpful for your future. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Hangman. The Hangman can represent feeling like you are on pause. Now, he is on pause for a good reason. He is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, so he is learning, and his head is glowing. He has gained enlightenment. So I feel that there could be a lot of answers coming in for you, or there could be enlightenment coming in for you in the future, and I would pay attention to that. Again, I think that there could be a lot of guidance just that you are receiving from being on pause. This is connected to the Five of Wands. So when you're in the Five of Wands, you can't be also in the Hangman energy, and that's why I was saying, it might be a good time for you to look at your obligations. Some of those obligations might be distractions, not obligations, and they may be preventing you from getting answers. It's like sometimes we just need a break so that we can get answers, and that's kind of what I feel there. You have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords, of course, is resting, relaxing, and recovering. He is also hoping and praying for blessings. There's a person who is blessing another person in this stained glass window here, so there could be blessings coming in for you in the near future. It's like you're asking for blessings, and I'm not sure how I feel about that yet, to be quite honest with you, because I feel like, you have the Nine of Pentacles here. It's like, yeah, you could be hoping and praying for blessings. I kind of feel like the universe is saying like, sure, you can have these blessings, but you have to work on the Nine of Pentacles, like your environment, or something like that. We'll see. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, you have the Five of Pentacles. For those of you that do want love, I feel like there could be love coming. Not really a love reading, I don't feel that's the focus of the reading, but if you do want it, it is a good time for love, I feel, even though Venus will be going retrograde soon enough. I still think it's a good time. So, the Five of Pentacles says do not call attention to your weaknesses. You have to focus on your strengths with this card, but I also feel you kind of have to get out there. So I would, put yourself out there if you're looking for love. With the World card, you have the Ace of Wands. This is like a new inspiration. So the Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. It kind of makes sense because the World card is a card of completion. So you could be like completing one stage of your journey and moving on to the next with the Ace of Wands. I would definitely recommend it. With the Ace of Wands as well, the Ace of Wands is new growth, and it's also something very exciting. I really like the Ace of Wands when it shows up in the area of your thoughts, because the Ace of Wands is an inspiration. Something that happens in your head. You become excited about a new idea, and so any new directions or new ideas, I would embrace those things and get them to grow. With the Five of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Can't make that up. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He is analyzing the Seven of Pentacles that he's working on here, and he is deciding like, hey, this activity or this thing was worth it, or no, it wasn't. And so a lot of you could be kind of like looking at the things you're working on, and you're saying like, this was worth it, this isn't worth it, this is an obligation that I can't avoid, this is one that I can avoid, and you're just kind of like weighing your options. Is more the feeling I get off the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, he also needs to grow something new. He's learned everything he can from growing those Seven Pentacles, and there might be something more exciting that he could grow, like grapes on the Nine of Pentacles he's growing. Something that's garbage like squash or something, or, cabbage or something like that on this card, right? When, grapes are much more exciting. You can do a lot more with grapes. You can't create wine from cabbage. It would be disgusting. So, I think for a lot of you this could be you growing better things in your life. With the Strength card, you have the Seven of Wands. I would protect your strength. Like strength, the thing about the Strength card is it's something that she has to do every single day. She is always working on her inner voice, and the Seven of Wands is kind of like protecting something. It's a card of boundaries and drawing a line in the sand. So don't stop working on, conquering that voice that says you can't do things, or, don't stop working on conquering your inner voice, or whatever you want to call it. That's what I would work on with those cards. With the High Priestess, you have the Emperor. Again, there is a little bit of love here, so if you are looking to attract love, you could be attracting an Emperor type person. I do feel love here, so, I will say it. I do feel like there could be a little bit of a connection here. Now, the other thing I would also do with the Emperor and the High Priestess is take action, and especially on secrets. And by secrets, I mean that maybe you are trying to grow a business and you just don't know what to do. The Emperor would take control of the situation. With the High Priestess, he would learn. And so that's what I would do. I would learn. I would also do, it's like sometimes the best way to learn is to do. And that's kind of what I feel with the Emperor. You just have to take action. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Hermit. Yeah, the Hermit. So here's the thing about the Nine of Pentacles, is that she does have those grapes behind her. The grapes in the tarot represent having a skill that is difficult to grow. You know, grapes in the tarot are meant to represent something that requires very specific conditions to grow well, but she can grow them well. So with the Hermit, this can say that you have a skill that is difficult for most people, and you need to shine a light on that skill. You need to kind of like show the world what you're made of, or you need to, put your skills on display. And it could be a really good time for you to do that. You could be doing this to grow a business, to stand out in your career, to get a job in the first place. But the Hermit really says you have to come down from the mountain. Sometimes I feel that keeping yourself in isolation, keeping yourself in hermit mode, is very tempting because it's like you get to the top of that mountain, you're in isolation, you're kind of protected from criticism or from other people. But really, he needs to have the strength to come down from the mountain and show the world what he's made of. So it's clearly time for you to show the world what you're made of. With the King of Swords, you have the Ten of Cups. Again, you could be attracting someone who's older than you. You could be attracting a King of Swords type person, someone older, someone very mature, someone who has a lot of knowledge and wisdom, right? Ten of Cups is happy home, happy family, so if you want to have a family with a person, or if you want a strong connection with a person, this definitely could be very good. The whole entire reading is encouraging you. You have that Merry Motive card as your first card. Like the reasons that you are doing something need to come from a place of happiness, love, your heart. So the Ten of Cups is about focusing on happiness. These people are standing in the real world, but they are choosing to focus and celebrate those 10 cups. So outside of love, just in general, I would be focusing on happiness with those cards because I feel like that will lead to the most success. With the Hangman, you have the Tower. Again, a lot of towers have come up in this set of readings, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. It could just be global tower moments. The Tower you always get with me as well, so again, you could just be going through a metamorphosis. The Tower is a metamorphosis like that metamorphosis card. It is a deep change. It is a change where they have been in this reality for a very long time. The whole point of the Tower is they've been ignoring reality, and now they're being brought down to reality. So you could be experiencing a new reality. I don't really feel too bad about it. With the Four of Swords, you have the Justice card. Pretty good, because this says that you could be feeling like things are balancing out around you, or in the future, that is the outcome for your reading. So you could be feeling like things are balancing out, things are getting clearer, and it feels good. You have this King card. It says pay attention to your heel. I think everybody needs to pay attention to their health during this period. I've said it in every single reading for this cycle. Stay healthy, right? Mars, right? We started this phase with Mars retrograde. Mars is still retrograde right now, and it will be going direct soon, and we're in the shadow until later on. So, I would just stay healthy. But, again, just because Mars leaves doesn't mean you shouldn't continue to stay healthy, so I would just stay healthy. You have this April card and this Carriage card. It says a journey, either physical or mental. And you have the World and the Ace of Wands in the area of your thoughts, so you could definitely be going on a mental journey or journeying into the unknown with that Uncharted Sea card. And, I would dig into the mysteries with the High Priestess. Again, the High Priestess, if she went on a boat, if she got on a boat and she didn't know where she was going, she would just enjoy the adventure and she would just say like, I'm just going to see what happens, and she would just explore. And, if she doesn't know something, she would learn about it. So I think that's the energy you need to be in. You have this Stork card. It says news of a birth or new business opportunity. So yeah, you could be birthing something new for sure with this reading. I mean, the whole entire reading is pushing you towards kind of doing something new. Ace of Wands, out with the old, in with the new, right? So definitely could be something new. I'm going to pull these two cards together, because they're very similar, and I'm going to pull you another card. But, you have this Rooster card. It says an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. You have this Turkey. It says that someone is behaving stupidly. I think we need to be careful of people right now. Mars retrograde is not good for dealing with arrogant people and things like that. So, if you have a person like that in your life, be careful around them or just avoid them. You have this Lion card. It says time tackled. Yes, the whole entire reading says it's time tackled on something new. But pretty good reading here, Scorpio. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.